Business news this morning comes from Bernie.
Yes, hello Joel. I'm talking about Enterprise NI this morning because the organisation says that nearly half of micro and small businesses will not survive without proper support. This follows a survey put together by the organisation that says 1 in 10 businesses are reporting severe cash flow issues, and that's up 3% from the beginning of the year. Now, over 600 businesses from across Northern Ireland responded to the survey, which is the largest annual survey of small and micro businesses in Northern Ireland, and the data also highlighted that only 36% of businesses who responded expect to grow in 2023. And I'm delighted to say joining me in the studio this morning to discuss the findings in more detail, Enterprise NI CEO Michael McQuillan and economist Maureen O'Reilly, who put the survey together. So good morning to you, Michael. I'll start with you first. So for anyone that isn't aware, what is the symposium all about? Is this the first one since COVID?
Good morning, Bernie. This is the first real in-person symposium again, but we have carried out the Barometer over the last 4 years. So this is the 4th annual Enterprise Barometer. It's now the biggest longitudinal survey looking at how micro and small businesses are faring. And the sort of 3 themes that have emerged from this year's barometer is that we've been tracking growth, and business growth is slowing. The second one is that significant cost of doing business challenges are actually fracturing business operating models, and that's bringing unprecedented fragility to business survival, and that consequently has an impact then on the economy and our local communities. And finally, businesses have again told us about the necessary government interventions and the type of help and support that they need so that they can stabilise and grow.
Mm-hmm. So Maureen, I'll turn to you now. How and when was this survey gathered? Have you used the same methods for the past 4 years? And ultimately, Michael talked about this a little. What are the stats telling you?
Yes, good morning, Bernie, and thank you. Yes, we have used the same approach. We've gone out through the local enterprise agency network, who obviously are at the coalface really of supporting and understanding business. So, and we've got a really strong response from that. It's interesting because the survey was out in the field during the whole Truss Quatang debacle. So I would imagine that tensions were even higher at that time. What it does show is that I suppose the starting point is there are still more businesses that are growing stable. So about 2/3 of the business population, these micro and small enterprises and a lot of sole traders, are still reporting that they're growing or stable. But twice as many are now saying that they're actually contracting. So that's doubled since last year. It's at around 34%, so around 1 in 3. Behind it all, it's just a tsunami of cost pressures, particularly around utility costs, purchases, really almost all of the businesses are experiencing difficulties there. And I think, interestingly, for the smallest businesses, the energy issue is actually more pronounced. So about 20% of purchases for smallest companies are actually to do with energy costs. What we're seeing now is a slowdown in demand. So very much in terms of a core of businesses that aren't doing particularly well, that's growing and it's projected to grow further next year.
This is something we talked about on the business news just about 2 weeks ago or so. This issue of exporting. Do you feel more small businesses need to take advantage of exporting?
Absolutely. I mean, any economy grows. One of the best ways it can grow is through exporting. And interestingly, we're quite fortunate in the sense of having the south of Ireland close by as an exporting market is actually a good thing, and a lot of small businesses do sell to the south. The barometer shows that there's still that appetite to sell outside Northern Ireland. GB again is our largest market. So with kind of adversity, I suppose there's opportunity, and exporting should be one of the areas that you would expect to support to be targeted to get companies to grow.
So Michael, I'll head back to you now for a moment. EU funding for local economic development is due to end in a few weeks, and a new scheme is to be implemented. So tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, Bernie, about 70% of local economic development has been funded by EU funding streams over the last 20 plus years. And that funding comes to an end in March, next March. The UK Shared Prosperity Fund has been put in place to actually replace this funding. And we're 19 weeks out, and we're still waiting for the details of an investment plan. And there's a real need now for government, for local government and key delivery stakeholders. We all need to urgently work together with citizens and local businesses at the centre of a plan that can really hit the ground running from April.
Well, I should say over the weekend I did ask the Department for Levelling Up Communities and Housing for an update on this, and the Department did say it will deliver on the manifesto commitment to match EU funding across all 4 nations through the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. Northern Ireland will receive £127 million through the fund, with the money being used to spread opportunity through community-led investment, and the Department will improve local investment plans shortly, enabling delivery to start right across the UK. So Maureen and Michael, thanks so much for joining me this morning. I think we'll have to leave it there.
Thanks, Bernie.